Quick disclaimer, my mother got me this mug for Christmas, so if you find it offensive, I blame her. So unless you're a devout paramotor pilot, you may not know of the little thing, the Paramotor Facebook group. As far as social media goes, Facebook is the place that the majority of paramotor pilots reside, talk about new gear, discuss fly-ins, share their videos and photos, but mostly talk shit. The Paramotor Facebook group gets a bad rep. Unfortunately, it's not the most welcoming place. At least every other day, you see someone ask what type of oil they should run in their paramotor and they get ripped to shreds. It has a very playground-esque vibe where people bully other people. There's plenty of trash talk, but all jokes aside, there are some really good, genuine people in this group. And overall, there's a lot of good videos that get shared there, in particularly crashes. In this video, I basically want to do a dive into the Paramotor Facebook group. We're going to scroll through live and evaluate some videos. By the end of this video, please leave a comment down below. Tell me if you like this sort of thing, and if enough people do, I'll start a series. Before we dive in, shameless self-promotion, check out tuckergott.com, Risky Biscuits Co. Pick up some merch. If you like the videos, that's the best way to support them other than dropping a like. And also, if you're in the market for an ozone wing, harness, or reserve, hit me up, info@tuckergott.com. You can check out all the products on the web store. Let's get into it. Okay, so the Paramotor Facebook group, let's take a gander. I'm just going to start scrolling and see what we come up with. Here is some quality Paramotor Facebook content. Do you see this freaking guy? So ground starting a paramotor in general is highly frowned upon because if the motor gets stuck at full throttle, it lurches forward and basically devours your limbs. Chops your fingers off, chops your head off, lose an arm, all the above. Highly not recommended to ground start your paramotor in general. And this guy right here is not just ground starting it, he's hand propping it. I don't know where this guy is located, but I love the fact that his fuel tank on his paramotor is actually a genuine gas tank that you could pick up at your local Walmart. Hand starting your paramotor, highly not recommended. Let's move on. Okay, here's something interesting. I've seen this clip before. Salton Sea fly-in just concluded out in Southern California. And if you look close, this guy in front of Brad takes a massive collapse. He just keeps flying with a cravat in his wingtip. That could have been really gnarly. He was low. Let's watch it again. Buddy on the left side of the screen, diving down, massive 50% collapse, and then that tip just stays tucked in. Now, reading through some of the comments here, apparently this is a prototype glider. He was trimmed out, so sort of a recipe for disaster. That kind of explains why this sort of thing would happen. But the interesting thing is here, you look at Mr. Kit Patterson's video, he has a different perspective. And after the collapse happens, he still has a cravat, which is basically when the wingtip is folded over, in his right side. And he's just chugging along. Buddy doesn't give two shits. And weirdly enough, you see him continue to fly. He banks right, wingtip is still cravated. He's not making any attempt to get that out. As he turns left, the left side comes in temporarily. Maybe this pilot has seen so much that he just doesn't care anymore. He's like, oh, that happens every day. Personally, if that was me, I would have soiled my underpants and flown back to the LZ and got a fresh change of clothes. So this guy is crop dusting, literally crop dusting with his paramotor. I have never seen that before. This seems like a highly impractical way to spread fertilizer or pesticides or whatever he's doing. Check out this dude. I love this type of stuff. Little man's got his freaking paraglider made out of trash bags and his Care Bear t-shirt on. Let's see him go. Yes. Come back in about 20 years, that guy's gonna be a world champion. Okay, so this video I've seen before, and I don't know if I can show the full clip on YouTube because I don't know what the result of this was. I don't know if the guy died or not, just being honest, and I can't put that type of thing on YouTube. But check this out, this is gnarly. So he's doing pretty good on his launch, but as soon as he gets off the ground, everything goes horribly wrong. He's twisting, all of a sudden he surges, he's next to trees, the glider spins, almost collapses, surges, and that's why I have to cut it on YouTube because I don't think I can actually show that part without this video getting taken down. So this is an older video, and unfortunately, I can't find a lot of good information about what actually happened and what went wrong. But the general synopsis, a lot of people are talking about self-training in a different language, and I translate it to English, and they're all talking about how this pilot went out on his own. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it would kind of make sense. He obviously had some sort of skills in the beginning. He inflated his glider, well. I don't know why his friend's holding his wing up. Like, that's not really a thing. He gets off the ground and everything looks okay, but then it just crumbles. I would guess that it was really windy, and you can't tell where the trees are outside of the camera angle view, but I would think that it was windy and a lot of obstructions, and it was not ideal conditions or location to be flying, which probably caused his wing to surge back and then dump him forward straight at the ground. So really not an ideal situation. This is a tandem flight. It appears Buddy's not wearing a lot of clothes. Or is he wearing a dress? See, that's the questionable type stuff I'm talking about that you see on Facebook. Okay, so this is interesting. A lot of people have sent me this video. It's called the Fly Pod, and basically it's like a ducted fan paramotor, but integrated into a paragliding harness. So it's trying to achieve a hybrid of both forms of flight, paragliding and paramotoring. This power pod design is supposed to be super lightweight, super aerodynamic. I don't know, whatever it is, it's pretty rad. Honestly, like, people have sent me this video a lot and they've asked for my opinion on it. And personally, I'm not that interested in paragliding. I've done some in Costa Rica. I've done some thermaling with my paramotor, an appropriate glider. Something like this, like, I would love to try it, but I don't think I'd go out and buy one. Like, I'm not really drawn to the idea of combining the two sports. It's either like one or the other for me, and I'm not that interested in paragliding. So here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Every single day someone asks, what type of oil and ratio should I use? You just scroll through the comments and you get 50 different answers for the same question. This is what I mean. Like, the Facebook group is not a great source of information. A trike spin out. Let's check this one out. Whatever the hell kind of paramotor that is, looks pretty rickety, janky, old. It looks like the wheelbase is like insanely small on that thing. He catches a tire and he's drifting her sideways. Holy wow. Okay, that's something I've never seen before. Well, that looked kind of graceful. Like, he almost flipped, but he just kind of tipped over. Comment down below if you would fly this airplane. That freaking thing looks sketch. I'd fly a lot of things. I don't know if I would fly that. It's only got one wheel. Like, why couldn't they put two on it? Oh, this is an interesting one. So I saw this video the other day, and basically, when you're flying your paramotor, your brakes, your toggles have magnets on them, and so do the risers. So you stow them onto the risers. And that's important because if you don't stow them, they just flop around in the breeze. And if something happens that sends your toggle into your propeller, worst case scenario is it gets sucked in, it pulls the brake line all the way into the prop hub and just turns your wing into a streamer. It's happened. But this guy here, Pablo, shows he was 3 millimeters from disaster. He takes off, he's climbing out, and you see he drops his toggle, looks like he's extending his camera pole, and it's through the netting, millimeters away from the propeller. Oh, and it catches. It's hard to tell what actually happened there, but he's flying over a busy intersection while all of this is going on. Looks like he got the toggle back, but there's some abrasions on it, so it definitely hit his propeller, but it wasn't sucked in, and he makes an emergency landing in this field. So lesson there is stow your toggles. Okay, let's back this one up. This is kind of an older video. I believe this happened last year in Utah, and I want to do an entire video just on this incident someday, but this was super gnarly. Basically, I believe it was like a turbulence-induced collapse. The pilot regained control again, but then unfortunately at the worst possible time took another huge collapse and hit the ground really hard. He was life flighted. Says heart surgery went well, femur, hip, pelvis surgery now. There's firing a gun from a paramotor, probably not a good idea. Aside from the brass going into your propeller, it's just not a good look for the sport. Oh wow, so this is paragliding, not paramotoring. Let's roll that back real quick. This will be the grand finale. Buddy wrapped in his wing, and I've been known to stand on my friend's wings before, and you know it can go horribly wrong, but you take that risk. And this is what would happen if it went horribly wrong, huh? He is totally wrapped up in that wing, and there's not much he can do to get out. Someone's got to do something, or are they just going to land it like this? He's basically, now it's a tandem flight. He's getting towed. His wing is just bow tied in half. Wow, this is insane. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we need this video series, because videos like this I would never find like on YouTube, but you go to the Paramotor Facebook group and there's just a plethora of things like this. I can't believe he's still going. I feel like I need to skip forward to see what happens. It's been 2 minutes now. Are they going to get out of this? Oh, there goes the reserve. Wait, let's back it up just a minute. So yeah, they got kind of going in different directions and downplaning, and that's when he threw the reserve. So now they got one reserve out, and now it's flip-flopped. He's on top, the other guy's on the bottom now. Oh no, and they're over buildings. But he's holding tight to his selfie stick. Now there's a second reserve out, it looks. This is insane. Yeah, they got 2 gliders, 2 reserves, and he's still caught in that glider just like he was in the beginning. But perfect timing. Wow. Gracefully in a tree. That was gnarly. And he held the selfie stick to the very end. Yeah, so that was incredible. My camera's overheating now, and I think that was a good grand finale. So thank you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please comment down below if you think I should do more of these. Anytime you go on this Facebook group, you can just like refresh the page any day, and it's just a plethora of stuff like this. So let me know if you want to see more of these. Check out tuckergott.com for your Risky Biscuits Co. and your wing reserve harness needs. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the weather gets a little bit better and we can actually go flying, I hope you have a wonderful day. Have fun, fly safe, peace.